How Steve Burns escaped Nickelodeon.
On April
Sure.
29th, 2002, Season 4, Episode 24 of Blue's Clues, Steve Burns announced to the world
Yeah, that
he
was the
leaving
last
for
Nicky
college
episode had like season 2,
replaced by
please.
his
Yeah.
brother, Joe. But
His
that
brother.
was a lie. The truth is, Steve Burns never wanted to be on children's television in the first place, and he was finally able to escape. But because of this lie, some disturbing rumors were brought to light. The most believed rumor was that Steve had died in
Oh,
a
that mean
fatal
oh.
car crash.
Sorry, I
A
thought that was
ridiculous
hold on, wait. Got me confused. Hold on. Oh, okay, I see.
rumor was that he was murdered
Chat
by
is
the
confusing me.
Blues producers.
Wait, what?
Or died
Wait, I gotta go back.
The most believed rumor was that Steve had died in a fatal car crash. A more ridiculous rumor was that he was murdered by the Blues Clues producers, or died in an unsuccessful attempt to fight the Taliban. However, the most believable theory was that Steve was depressed, got addicted to H, and rebelled against the kid show to start a rock band. And
is this in the TV show lore? Or is this like outside? I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
first place, and he was finally able to escape. But because of this lie,
Help
some
me.
disturbing rumors were brought to light. The most believed rumor was that Steve had died in a fatal car crash. A more ridiculous rumor was that he was murdered by the Blues Clues producers, or died in an unsuccessful attempt to fight the Taliban. However, the most believable theory was that Steve was depressed, got addicted to H, and rebelled against the kid show to start a rock band.
I thought he went to college.
And that theory wasn't entirely false. While the
Okay.
public saw a seemingly cheerful demeanor on screen, Steve
Up
struggled
on
with
Fort. I don't play Fortnite, sorry.
depreciating mental health off screen. I didn't know it yet, but I was the happiest depressed person in North America. I was struggling with severe clinical depression the whole time I was on that show. Steve's job was to be happy, uplifting, full of joy and wonder all the time. He had to pretend to be interested and amazed at the smallest things, like discovering Blue's paw print that was directly in front of him. He spent 10 hours per day filming in an empty blue room so that he could be superimposed on the digitally animated world of Blue and her friends. At the time, technology
Persona
wasn't
skin's gonna
as
make a
advanced
comeback?
as today, meaning Steve had nothing visual
I don't really
or
care about
tangible to
Persona.
work with. Steve said his experience was awful and compared it to acting at the bottom
That
of
and
a
at the
swimming pool.
DK.
Pools are filled with water, so stay hydrated. As
Sure.
if his experience wouldn't be any more taxing on his mental health, the insane things posted about him online made things even worse. Take this game on Newgrounds, for example, where your objective was to destroy Blue and then assassinate Steve. You eliminate the dog, then go into the house where Steve is flipping you off. So you shoot him until his head pops off, and then the house
Looks
burns
sus,
down.
yeah.
He also had to read creepy fan fiction,
Ooh.
like this one that romanticizes the idea of Blue assaulting Steve with a deadly weapon. For some reason, people love the idea
Fan
of
fiction
stripping
on Blue
innocence
Clues,
away
by the
from a
way.
children's TV show and trying to create a disturbing narrative around it. To this day, TikTokers
Like, listen to that again.
weapon. For some reason, people love the idea of stripping the innocence away from a children's TV show and trying to create a disturbing narrative around it.
Yeah, that happens a lot. That happens with like Blue's Clues, Barney, Max and Ruby, The Wiggles. Yeah, I could go on, but this happens a lot.
To this day, TikTokers express theories that Steve is a drug addict living in a crack house and that his hallucinations cause him to talk to inanimate objects, which come
I've
to
heard that.
life. People also believe that the children's voices we occasionally hear are actually Steve's neglected children, helplessly watching him feed into his addiction. Or the reason Steve is excited whenever he gets mail is because it either includes the welfare check he plans to spend on more drugs or contains the drugs
fucking insane.
themselves. Most of the time, rumors like this are easily dismissed, but for some reason, millions of people all around the world genuinely believe them. It's likely that even you have some random conspiracy theory about Steve embedded into your brain. However, most people
Yeah,
just
that's the
thought
one
he
I thought
died.
of.
An easy one to disprove, but it still worried him. I'm starting to think that maybe there's something people know that I don't know. In November 1999, the New York Times published an article detailing Steve Burns' time working on Blue's Clues and described the show's impact on children. Most notably, the article addressed the unsettling rumors surrounding Mr. Burns' well-being.
Mr.
The rumors
Burns.
were so prominent that the talk show host Rosie rumors surrounding Mr. Burns' well-being.
He kind of does look like Mr. Burns if you look at it from this angle.
The rumors were so prominent that the talk show host Rosie O'Donnell invited Steve to appear on her
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell.
show. I died a whole lot of different ways, Steve recalled. Rosie's kid is a big fan, so I just went on and said, "Hi, I'm alive. Bye. It was pretty easy to prove I wasn't dead. These rumors were so powerful that Steve felt the need to address Rosie O'Donnell's child with "I'm alive" because he knew children around the world were genuinely concerned about him. Because you have to keep in mind that Blue's Clues was the highest rated premiere of any Nickelodeon program and
I was
became
there.
crucial to the network's growth. It was a pioneer in interactive TV. The original Blue's Clues engaged its preschool age audience by breaking the fourth wall and speaking directly into the camera.
It's a cool
Millions of
idea.
kids around the world felt a deep and personal connection to Steve, which made these rumors
Like
more
something like
potent.
Wrong
It
Clues?
also made his exit
Maybe.
from the show more detrimental.
Yeah, now they got a Filipino guy doing the show. Like, I caught a few episodes with my niece there when I was watching them.
Mr. Burns was 22 when the show premiered, and
Damn.
as he approached his 30s, it was time to move on.
I'm almost 22.
Truth about his departure. I knew I wasn't going to be doing children's television all my life, mostly because I refused to lose my hair.
He looks like someone I know. Looks like my cousin.
On a kids' TV show. And it was happening.
Steve knew that his baldness would ruin his boyish look and appeal. The network insisted that he wear a wig,
Oof.
but he refused. Combine
Being
this
bald,
with his
man.
appreciating mental health, it was finally time to exit. He told the viewers
Yeah.
goodbye in his final send-off, alongside his new replacement Joe, and children around the world thought he was just going to go to college.
Bye,
and he would
Steve.
return shortly. They were mistaken. Steve was not off to college. He was about to embark on his journey of being the lead singer of a psychedelic rock band.
Oh, no.
Steve was interested in music way before Blue's Clues. Steve Burns attended Boyertown Area Senior High School in Berks County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
graduating
everybody
in
gets older.
1992. He played in bands called Sudden Impact, 9 Pound Truck, and the Ivies. He continued playing music on the side while pursuing an acting scholarship at DeSales University in the Lehigh Valley. Shortly after being discovered by an agent, Steve dropped out of school and moved to New York City to become a professional actor. In '95, Steve arrived at Nickelodeon under the impression he was auditioning for a voiceover role for a game show, but then later found out it was for a kid show.
Yeah.
Steve was a grungy 90s skate rock
Oh,
kid
no.
with long
What happened to my arm? Like blood on my arm, you see that? How'd that happen?
hair and earrings, not the ideal
Earrings.
fit for the job. Tracy Page Johnson, executive producer and co-creator of Blue's Clues, says that he didn't want to be a children's host. Of the 100 people we auditioned,
You gotta
he was
take what you
by
gotta get,
far
man.
the realist. He loved kids, but he didn't want to make a career out of it. Steve didn't want to be on children's television. He wanted to make music, and after he stepped away from the show, he could finally make his dreams a reality.
Hooray.
In 1999, Steve walked into a party in New York where he heard the Flaming Lips 1999 album, The Soft Bulletin, for the first time. Considered by many to be the Flaming Lips' masterpiece,
It's
this
nice.
moment changed Burns' life and reignited a passion for music he thought Blue's Clues had burned away. From there, he acquired Pro Tools and started writing songs. I had literally been doing nothing but talking to objects made of felt for 6 years. There was this weird creative constipation going on. Steve wrote roughly 35 songs in one sitting, but selected 12 to feature on his
Hope
debut
it's not
album,
infected.
Songs for Dust Mites. Now it was time to get in the
Dust
studio
Mite, that's a
to
cool name.
record, so he contacted his favorite producer, Dave Fridman, who had worked with the Flaming Lips in the past. Interestingly enough, Fridman had just held a Blue's Clues themed birthday party for his children, so he was eager to see what creative potential Steve had. Steve sent Dave some demos, assuming he'd think they sucked, but he got the opposite reaction. Dave liked it, and he asked if Steven Drozd, the drummer of the Flaming Lips, could come and work on some music with them. In a dream
cool.
world even Blue's Clues couldn't have imagined, the Flaming Lips wanted to work with Steve. The bassist, Michael Ivins, later joined the team as well, helping engineer several sessions. The
Oh, I
lead
thought that was him.
vocalist, Wayne Coyne, actually approached Steve with the offer to star in a movie he was directing called Christmas on Mars. He was hesitant at first,
On
but ultimately
Mars.
accepted the role. Because of Steve's ridiculous story of leaving a kids show and starting a band, there was a flurry of interest from various record labels. He ultimately
I wonder what
signed
he's
with
doing now.
Pius Records in late 2002 when a label executive sat
When
him
was
down
this?
and said, "This
No,
makes
this video is
sense.
like 3
I
years.
don't know why
This video is 3 years. Fuck. This video is 3 years old, so, you know, it's a little outdated, but it's still nice to watch.
but there's a thread of logic between Blue's Clues, The Flaming Lips, and your record." And he
Hooray.
was right. Something about the perfectly innocent image of a children's show
Is it just me or is fuck? The background looks a little AI generated, don't you think? I don't know. It looks like AI, but it's not. It just looks like it.
combined with the amount of insane rumors surrounding Steve, leading to being a frontman of a psychedelic rock band, was a crazy storyline. Burns
Ye-
professionally entered the world of rock music following the release of his indie rock album Songs for Dust Mites in August of 2003. Although the 12-track album did not garner much commercial success, it received praise from critics, as Pitchfork gave the project a 7.8 out of 10, and complimented Bruns' lyrical insight and gift for writing and arranging endlessly listenable pop songs. You can actually hear one of the songs from the album, Mighty Little Man, as the opening theme for the CBS series Young Sheldon.
Hey.
Despite releasing music and starring in a horror comedy film called Netherbeast, rumors surrounding Steve's death resurfaced on the internet again. Bruns told MTV in late 2007 that he was starting to take it personally. I guess the world would prefer that I was dead, but I'm not listening. I should really just create a website with my vital statistics on it. It could be live. There has to be a way I can hook up a heart monitor to my computer just to let people know I'm alive. To this day, Steve's Instagram handle is Steve Bruns Alive, with a bio that reads, "I've seen the meme." Unfortunately for Steve, he didn't exactly become the rock star he dreamed of being. Most of his buzz from his first project was earned due to the juxtaposition of his Blues Clues career. After that, he started another band, Steve Bruns and the Struggle, alongside the Flaming Lips Stephen Drozd and A Million Billion frontman Ryan Smith. The collective released an album, Deep Sea Recovery Efforts, in 2009, but it failed to do anything substantial. For many years, Steve disappeared from the spotlight. Slowly but surely, rumors of his death, addiction, and God knows what else made their way back onto the internet. But in 2017, Steve got a call that he never thought he would get. Nickelodeon gave the original creators of Blues Clues permission to develop a reboot of the series after multiple failed attempts. Nickelodeon posted a video announcing that they were looking for a new host of the show.
I thought John Cena was supposed to be one too.
Steve helped the creators during the casting process, and after 1,000 auditions, they eventually selected Josh De La Cruz, who was an understudy for Disney's Aladdin on Broadway for 5 years. De La Cruz would play Steve and Joe's cousin, Josh. Steve was initially reluctant to continue his association with the show, but was persuaded by its fans on social media to write, direct, and appear on the show. The reboot, Blues Clues and You, has been a huge success following its premiere, producing 4 seasons before being renewed for a 5th early last year. Keep in mind, most people had no idea this even happened. Unless you have kids or very young siblings, you probably never knew that Steve returned to the show. But in 2021, Nick Jr.'s Twitter account posted a video for the 25th anniversary of Blues Clues featuring Steve, and we all thought he had returned from the dead.
Hi. You got a second? Okay. You remember how when we were younger we used to run around and hang out with Blue and find clues and talk to Mr. Salt, freak out about the mail and do all
I was
stuff.
there.
And then one day I was like, oh hey, guess what? Big news. I'm leaving. This is my brother Joe. He's your new best friend. And then I got on a bus and I left. And we didn't see each other for like a really long time. Can we just talk about that?
Yes, please.
Great. Because I realized that was kind of abrupt.
Steve went on to explain what happened to his character, continuing the fake story of him going to college, because having a really unsuccessful rock band was not the narrative Nickelodeon wanted to continue. But his ability to speak through the camera and develop a one-on-one connection with the viewer resonated deeply with Blues Clues fans. It's like we were all 5 years old again. The post was retweeted 700,000 times and liked by 1.9 million people.
That's a lot.
The overwhelming engagement is a huge testament to how powerful these rumors were over the years. Literally millions of people around the world thought he was a criminal, a drug addict, or dead. It's almost as if people wanted to believe them, because the rumors were debunked numerous times over the years. So for him to essentially return from the shadows after 2 decades was shocking for so many people. This return finally put the rumors to rest. Steve Bruns is not a child predator, he is not a drug addict, he is not a criminal, and most certainly not dead. Although he didn't want to be in kids' TV originally, he doesn't regret it at all. I hope I'll be remembered for that show for the rest of my life. That will always be a part of my identity, and I'm totally cool with that. Today, Bruns travels to colleges around the country to speak to students about mental health because those rumors destroyed his, and now he's using that to help you improve yours.
W. Steve. Yeah, well, that was a nice video. Cute. I liked it. Steve didn't just depart from the show, he went on a crazy journey of life with us. When he returned, it made me realize that we all grew up as people, including him. That's nice. Innocent kid goes off to college and goes crazy joining a grunge band. In other words, Steve is a real person. So true. How an entire no name.